We're at that time of year again when my perennial garden, which I refer to in most cases as my Dutch garden because I have all kinds of spring flowering bulbs in here, has now turned into a cottage garden. I'm on the night before, the day before, we're supposed to have some pretty wicked weather coming, so I thought I probably should do a nice little video, especially because these delphiniums are looking pretty glorious right now, and the lilies that I have here in the front, or the entrance of this border. Let's take a look and see what is in full bloom right now. A little bit of wind, but hopefully it's not in the mic. So these are just some basic pink Asiatic lilies that I have at the front of the border, and they are not fragrant. None of the Asiatics that I grow are fragrant. If I want fragrant lilies, I have to wait for the Orientals to come out, which should be coming in about a month or so. And I've got lots of different types of lilies. These ones here are lilies too. I think these are yellow, and they're just so much, like double the height. They're probably 4 feet tall. Each little section of the garden is kind of like a bouquet. That's the way I designed it. And it's really beautiful as you look at it. Sometimes the camera doesn't quite pick it up. This white flower right here with the red foliage is a type of beard's tongue or penstemon. Then I have some beautiful milkweed. This is regular old milkweed growing here for the butterflies, which I've left, and I'll start weeding some of it out. I've got some tall garden phlox here that hasn't bloomed yet. That should be coming into bloom, in about 30 days or so. Then I've got some Russian sage here that's coming. It usually starts blooming around 4th of July, a week after. We're in like the 3rd week of June right now. And you can see all these beautiful delphiniums that I have, and they're all these different colors of blue and or purple. This particular variety is probably almost 4 feet tall, which is a lot shorter than the Pacific Giant variety. Pacific Giants can get over 6 feet tall, and I've had them topple in the wind pretty easily. What I've noticed with this ballerina variety, it's a Fantasia actually, a Fantasia variety, I don't have those problems at all. They bend a little bit better with the wind, and I really appreciate that. The delphiniums are one of my most favorite flowers. The color is amazing. All the different blues. I don't know all the different names of them, but they're just really quite lovely. And then I've got lime green mess is Loosestrife, also known as a gooseneck. You can see the little white flowers are coming, and they're going to come out, and they're really quite beautiful when they do come, and they curve over, look like a gooseneck. But you could see how prolific they are, and they're driving me crazy. I need to just come out and pull them out. And I've got some tall garden phlox mixed in here. And there's another Asiatic lily, a nice dark red variety. Also in the front of the garden is a Johnson blue geranium. That's this one right here. And it's actually more blue on most days. Today it's looking a little purpley. I think it's because I've got this color blue right next to it, which is definitely blue. So then that makes it look more purple, but it's really kind of cloudy out right now. That storm is brewing in the background. So we'll keep going down the path. In this little section of the garden, I have all my Russian sage, and I didn't get out here in time to break it all off, so I can just break it off now. When I come and do my cleanup, I'll just come in and break this last year's growth off. But yeah, this is going to be really quite beautiful, all purple, and then the silver foliage goes really well with it too. This is very deer resistant and drought tolerant as well. Many of the flowers I have coming up this time of year are deer resistant, bunny resistant, and drought tolerant, which is always nice. You can see I've got a bunch of milkweed in here, 2 different varieties. The original, I think it's called a swamp milkweed, and then I have this other one that's called butterfly weed. And I don't see any caterpillars on them today, but I'm sure there are, and I'm just not seeing them. In this mix, I've also got some Missouri primrose in there. That's the yellow flower, and those look pretty good. They should probably come out and do some deadheading. I've just started seeing some Japanese beetles coming, and usually they like those yellow flowers, unfortunately. We've got a bee in here doing his business, dancing in the flower, the milkweed. The milkweed flowers are very fragrant. They always smell very, very good. So in this little section, like I said, I've got some Asiatic lilies. I've got some daylilies, which are a darker orange, and then the orange milkweed flowers or butterfly. The orange butterfly weed as well. Looks like I got a couple of thistles in there I need to come out and weed. And then, so this is not really in full bloom yet. We have had significant rain, more rain than I remember. I think we're well over 10 inches of rain already, and that's just not usual for us at all. And I'm happy about it because we've been in a drought for so long. I did not get out here just yet and pull out cut off my daffodils, and I'll cut this stuff back when I come out and do some cleaning out in the garden here. I wanted them to be able to feed the bulbs so they come back. I don't replant them. Oh look, we've got a nice little butterfly that just showed up. Here we've got a beautiful swallowtail butterfly that just showed up on the milkweed. It's always fun seeing the butterflies come in and dancing on the different flowers. I don't know how close I can get before she flies away, or I think it's a she. I don't see the dots. Typically you see black dots on the back if it's a male butterfly. And so this here, I've got some cleaning to do. Here I have a bird bath that needs to be cleaned. These were my poppies, Oriental poppies that I grew from seed. I got some shots I'll put in here just so you can see how beautiful this was. They were majorly big. They're bigger than my hand. And I want these to dry. I wanted to collect the seeds and then grow some more from seed. I like to be able to do that as much as I can. So here I have, this is Liatris here, and some more Asiatic lilies. I've got different Asiatic lilies, which is kind of nice because they all grow at different times. This little section of my garden, I do have some tall garden phlox that the deer have came in and nipped at, which isn't overly a problem. I just spray it again. You can see how when they come in and nip it, it actually creates side shoots, so they will come again, which is good. And yeah, so this little section will probably start blooming in about a month. It'll be in full bloom, maybe 2 weeks. I do have some powdery mildew starting. As I said, I had quite a bit of rain in here. And I have some Oriental lilies. Looks like right here, you can tell by the size of the leaves, they're just much bigger. And in this area, I've got some giant hibiscus, which are nice, but they bloom kind of late. And I have some other things that I want to put in this area. So I think I'm going to clean this whole little section out. This is like some kind of weird tree that grew. I didn't plant this, it planted itself. I don't even know what it is. I think I'm going to plant my magnolia tree in this little section. So this will be another spring part. It'll be another spring interest tree or shrub for me. Coming across the back, I've got, I think this is lady's mantle. I don't remember planting it. It probably followed from another garden that I actually had bought it. Some people really like this. To me, it just looks like a weed. I think I might take some of it out. Maybe I'll keep some of it because it is kind of a nice backdrop, especially if I was going to be working on doing some bouquets. But you can see from that position, it looks pretty good with the delphiniums in the background. Just beyond the lady's mantle, you can see I've got these beautiful Asiatic lilies. I'll have to go get a video from the back side so you can see what that looks like. So filming from this side, you can see there's a view of the Asiatic lilies, and then you have some Delphiniums here as well. It's really kind of pretty view as well. Around the back, it looks a little wild. I've got a lot of Liatris in here, but I'm just gonna dig them up and put them in pots. And I just want to clean this little area out. It's getting a little overgrown. We're actually at 3 or 4, maybe 4 years on this garden. So it's time for a facelift, I think. Need to clean some of this stuff out and refresh. I always like doing a pivot view at this point of the garden to kind of show what the garden looks like. See if I can find some spring views as well so you can see what this garden looked like earlier in the spring. It's always interesting to me to see how the transformation that takes place during the year, how it really looks. But it's pretty interesting. It is looking a little bit dark out here. Hopefully, I got these clouds. I'm going to show you the clouds. The clouds are looking a little dark. Just trying to get this video shot. I'm going to have to redo it on a sunny day. All right, so this pink geranium, this is also a geranium, and it's got all kinds of flowers growing in and around it. Interestingly, this is a Pacific Giant Delphinium, which is about a foot taller than the Fantasia Delphiniums that are back there, and I grew all of those from seed, which I'm quite proud of. And then this is another green mess, green carpet. This is sweet woodruff, and it is very evasive. If you want a flower to kind of take over as a carpet, then that works pretty good. And then the other thing that I'm noticing is I got some deer damage in here. I think it's deer, where they came in and ate the flowers off my, the flower buds. They ate the flower buds off my balloon flowers, which I don't think I've ever seen them do before. But I'll have to wait till the storm goes through and then I'll come back out. I've got the strangest things happening. We've had so much rain, it's hard to keep the deer off from things. And I just don't think I have a strong enough spray on them right now, and I just need to take care of that. It's going to be part of my clean up my mess, and I actually have I think this is a type of viburnum that's growing here, which is kind of a nice shrub, but I don't want it right there. So garden is trying to go back to being wild again. It's just a lot of work. I just need to get back out and do it. And then I've got irises that finish in the back. I'll see if I can throw some pictures in. I'll try to put some pictures in the video to show you how beautiful the irises were when they were in bloom as well. Let's take a walk up the trail here. Again, the irises are really thick. I should just really be pulling a lot of this stuff out. And here's another Liatris that decided to reseed itself. I just got a lot of thinning to do. And then my cone flowers are starting to come. This is part of the sombrero series, and you can see how beautiful the orange is going to be. Shows up later. There's our little butterfly that showed up again. There's that little butterfly, came back for some more. The nectar is probably really strong right now on the milkweed because the fragrance is amazing. So yeah, I've got some deadheading to do and some other work to do. I think it's interesting where the deer ate some things, but they didn't touch my lilies. Usually they'll come through and chop the lily heads off too if I don't get out here, but I don't know, maybe it's bunnies. I don't know which. I've got a lot of bunnies coming in. Here's some Russian sage that reseeded itself, which I usually don't have happen, but that will be, I'll pluck that out of the ground and pot it up and put it in my temporary garden that I'm going to create to hold some of this stuff. But yeah, I'm coming back around. Again, I have more of the gooseneck in here that needs to be pulled out. And it's just really evasive. I didn't even plant it in here. It followed from one little piece and it's created this mound. And then I have some nice bee balm in here, which is the double-headed reds, which I really like. And they're still coming, so it's got another week or so. I'll have to do another tour here in about a week just to see how much more has changed, and maybe I'll get some of the garden cleaned out where it doesn't look quite so messy. But right now it's all about the Delphiniums and how gorgeous they are. It's really a nice flower. It's so spectacular that kind of holds the show in between the late spring, early summer flowers. So yeah, I think it's really quite lovely. You can see even up at my house there, I've got all those Annabelle hydrangeas that are just completely busting at the seams. I really need to thin those down too. But yeah, it's always something to do. So if this video is helpful, give us a thumbs up so YouTube knows to share this content with others. Also consider subscribing so you don't miss any of our other great content. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great day.